Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Before we get into this one, if you could just hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. But today's video is going to be a little bit of a prediction for the rest of the season, how I think things are going to go at Leeds United. And I did go to the Palace game at the weekend, and I promised a matchday vlog, but I got to half-time, and I thought, this is brilliant. We've been absolutely excellent. I'll insert the clip. So before this goes to pressing, I will insert the clip now of Bamford's excellent header. So enjoy this. After that, we played very well for the rest of the first half. Very, very well. I think genuinely it's the best I've ever seen us play under Gracia, or it's the best half of football we've had all season. We should have probably been 2 or 3 goals up, and then they score right before half time. An absolute sucker punch, and it killed us. Apparently, there was arguments in the changing room at half-time between McKennie, Rocker, and a few others, maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but what I know is the second half was an absolute shower of shite. I've never seen anything that bad. What made it worse was the general toxicity in the ground. Obviously, you're well within your rights to get annoyed and to vent your frustrations, but I mean, when there's people, I record those match day vlogs because there's people around the world. I know that we've got Rob, who's a member of the channel, Rob Bailey, he's from Australia. We've got people from Argentina, from America, from all over the world who don't get a chance to go to Leeds games, so they want to see what it's like to be in the crowd when those goals go in. And then you get people behind me saying, put your phone away, or whatever, and I'm like, oh, well, stop talking to me. It's not ruining your experience, is it? I'm not in your way. You can still see the game. Just leave me alone. But some people consistently have that attitude, and it's stupid, really. And obviously, as the game went on, people got more and more annoyed. Then people started to leave before halftime. Now, I saw something on Twitter that annoyed me as well. Somebody telling people to F off UCs and don't come back if you didn't stay till the final whistle. People are well within their rights when they've paid their money to leave at any point that they want to in that game. They could leave 5 minutes in if they wanted to, because they've paid the money to be there. Now, whether or not you think that you're a super fan staying, I left in the 85th minute because I thought, at this point, 5-1, there's no chance we're ever going to come back. We're going to get out early and at least try and get on the motorway and get home, because what a miserable day it had turned out to be. But what you don't see is that I stayed till the 90-odd minute at the Etihad last season when we were 7-0 down. I've stayed in other games when we've been absolutely trounced. I've always stayed till the final whistle, and you don't see that on that day, do you? But honestly, it's one of the most annoyed and dejected I've ever been with Leeds since we've been back in the Premier League, because we just got slaughtered in the second half. I don't know what happened. We were so good in that first half. We created so many chances, and because we weren't able to take them, we were punished badly. I think them scoring just before half-time had a lot to do with it. I think that actually killed us, as well as the fact that they were able to come back and start scoring straight after half-time. There was a couple of mistakes in there. There was a few other things. And it's generally been quite toxic this week. And I've actually stayed off Twitter a little bit. I've not wanted to do a video because I just didn't feel like in the mood to talk about Leeds. But I thought I would, even after a week, I still feel like I need to vent my frustrations a little bit over what happened last weekend on Easter Sunday. But yeah, that's the first 5 minutes of the video then. Just talking about that Palace game. It was awful, but all in all, Gracia has actually been a really good coach for us so far. We've looked so much better. We've looked so much more composed, calm. We play with width. We integrate our best players into our play. And let's have a look at the rest of the fixtures then and see how screwed or not screwed we actually are. So this is our fixture list, what's left. So On Monday, the 17th of April, this coming Monday, we've got Liverpool at home. Now, Liverpool aren't the proposition they were a couple of years ago when they were winning the title. They haven't been great this season. We beat them at their place. We're the first team to do that in God knows how long. Loads and loads of games, a couple of years, I think it was. And we were the first team to actually do that. Regardless of that, I don't think that we'll get a result against Liverpool. I think it's too much to ask, but that's kind of expected. Liverpool come into Leeds with, let's be honest, a lot more firepower than we have. I think we're going to lose that game. So 0 points from that one. Then we've got Fulham away. Now, we were really good against Fulham in the cup until their goals. In fact, the whole game pretty much. They just got 2 goals from distance, which were excellent finishes. But on a different day, that game could have gone another way. And we saw last weekend that West Ham managed to beat Fulham. They beat them 1-0, I think it was. It's possible. So I'm actually going to say that we're going to get a draw from that game. I think we're going to get a point from that game. We then go back home, Tuesday the 25th of April, Leicester City at home. I think we have to win that game. So I'm going to put us down for 3 points. I'm going to actually put us down for 2 wins in a row because then we've got Bournemouth away, and I feel like we have to. It's one of those games where we really have to win that. So far from the first 4 games, I'm saying that we're going to get 7 points, which seems like a lot, but then when you actually look at our last games, we've then got Man City, 0 points, I think. We've got Newcastle at home, 0 points, and then we've got West Ham away, which I potentially think we can get a point from. Then Spurs at home on the last day of the season. Because it's the last day of the season, it could go either way. But I'm going to say 0 at the moment. So when we actually top that up, we have 8 games left. And I think that we are going to get 1, 4, 7, 10 points. 10 points, I think, from the rest of the season. That should be enough to keep us up. But it's whether we execute and we actually win the games that we should win. That's the issue. That's where the issue comes in for me, that although we've looked good under Gracia so far, and for the most part, we've won the games that we should be winning. We beat Wolves. We beat Forest. Obviously, the Palace thing, you've got to think is an anomaly. We beat Southampton, and we drew with Brighton, which was a good result as well. So that's why I think we've got a draw in us against somebody like Fulham, who's also been up the top end of the table and performing really well. So I think 10 points from the last 8 games, I think would be a reasonable return for us, and that would take us up to 39 points, which I think is enough to keep us up. Southampton is still on 23, so they're starting to get actually cut adrift now. They're 3 wins behind us. Forest are only 2 points behind us, but let's have a look at some of the other fixtures as well that the other teams have got. So Forest have got Man United, Liverpool, Brighton, Brentford, Southampton, Chelsea, Arsenal and Palace. So you can only really see them picking up 1, maybe 2 wins from those games, realistically. So as long as we just do our job, we shouldn't actually have to worry about those other teams, should we really? We should just be able to concentrate on what we're doing ourselves and stay up. And recent news coming out that the takeover will happen in the summer, which we all sort of thought would happen anyway. But that's good news because we'll get new ownership in, and we'll be able to actually get players in the door, try and move forward, get some players out the door as well. I know a lot of people have been calling for a few players' heads, but we won't go into that because it's a little bit toxic sort of area to go into. But I do just think that Leeds need to really win the games that they should be winning, and we'll be fine. It's just that this last weekend, it was just awful to watch, so depressing afterwards, and I just really didn't feel like making a video about it. But here you go. That's my thoughts on what's going to happen for the rest of the season, my predictions. We play Liverpool on Monday night. I will be doing a match reaction to that rather than a live watch along or a match day vlog. You'll get a match reaction. I'll try and get that out the next day. But yes, thank you again for watching. Thanks for joining me on the channel. We keep going to the end of the season. We keep going strong, and hopefully we can finish a little bit higher up the table than those relegation places. So yeah, subscribe if you're new, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I shall see you next time on Leeds Lately.